Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome back to Mr. Mahmoud Helmi channel. Today, inshallah, we will discuss and explain chapter 11 from A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens for grade 9. We will start with a summary of the chapter. The Angry People, the title of the chapter is The Revolution Erupts. The angry people reached the boiling point. On the 14th of July, 1789, the French Revolution broke out in Saint-Antoine. The center of the revolution was Devarge wine shop. Devarge and his wife were leading the poor, angry people. The people of Saint-Antoine were armed with whatever their hands reached, knives, axes, and stones. Madame Devarge, with an axe and a pistol in her hands, cried out, "I will lead the women. We can kill as well as men can." The Bastille is seized by the people. As you know, that the Bastille was the prison where Dr. Manet was imprisoned for 18 years, and the Bastille was the symbol of oppression for the poor French people. The roaring, angry people, led by Monsieur and Madame Devarge, marched towards the Bastille. The Bastille was destroyed and taken by the angry mob. The prisoners were freed. Mr. Devarge was curious to see the secret cell 105 North Tower, where Dr. Manet was locked up for 18 years. There, Devarge found a packet of papers that belonged to the doctor. These papers, Dr. Manet wrote his diaries, and he wrote some secrets about the reasons why he was imprisoned. The streets where the wine cask had once stained with red color were stained again, this time with real blood. The Bastille wasn't the only place that fell under the control of the angry people. Many other prisons and palaces throughout France were attacked and burned, and among them was the chateau of the Marquis of Evermont. Before we go to the questions and answer, we will see a scene about the attack of the Bastille.
To the Bastille! Will you go with me, wife?
I go at the head of the women. To the Bastille! To the Bastille! Monsieur le Governor, may I please, I beg you, may I have the honor? Thank you, monsieur.
At last. It has come at last.
It is only the beginning.
Did you see how much violence there was at that time? Did you see how did the people attack the Bastille? Now let's go back to the questions. Question number 1. What did Monsieur Devange do when the Bastille was taken? When the Bastille was taken, Devange forced the guards to show him the secret cell 105 North Tower. He found some papers that belonged to Dr. Manet in the chimney of the cell. How were the angry people armed? They carried loaded muskets, iron and wooden bars, knives and axes, and even stones from walls and streets. What part did Monsieur and Madame Devange play in the revolution? The center of the revolution was Devange's wine shop. Monsieur Devange was giving out weapons and orders. He and his wife, Madame Devange, led the people to the Bastille to destroy it and free the prisoners. What did the Jacks do when they seized the Bastilles? We told you before that the Jacks was the nickname that was given to the revolutionaries. They freed the prisoners, seized the records, and destroyed the instruments of the torture. Show me 105 North Tower. Quick, comment. Monsieur Devange said this to one of the prison guards. He was curious to see the secret cell where Dr. Manet was locked up for 18 years. There, Devange found a packet of papers that belonged to the doctor. Describe the cell where Dr. Manet was locked up in for 18 years. It was a small, dirty room that contained a stool, a table, and a straw bed. The walls were black with soot, and a pile of ashes lay on the fireplace. There was a single tiny window high up in one of the walls with heavy iron bars across it. Question number 7. What did the angry mob do to the soldiers? They grabbed soldiers and guards and killed them by beating, shooting, and knifing. What happened to the castle of the Marks of Saint-Evremond? It was attacked by the angry mob and burned. What changes were there in the villages of France? The people were no longer oppressed and afraid. Poor people were led by the Jacks to destroy the palaces of the noblemen and kill them. The last question. Speak about the revolution and the place where it began. The revolution began in Saint-Antoine. The center of the events was the wine shop of Monsieur Devange. The people were like the raging C. Shouting and roaring madly and carrying anything which would serve as a weapon. Monsieur Devange was giving orders and weapons to the Jacks. The people went to the Bastille and set it on fire. The soldiers and guards were killed and the prisoners were set free. This is the last question of chapter 11. I hope you have understood everything about that chapter. Till we meet again in the next chapter, I wish you the best of luck. Thank you very much, Mr. Mahmoud Helmi.